हे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 7th chapter, the holy biography of King Bharat. King Bharat was the son of Rishabhadev. Rishabhadev had 100 children. Rishabhadev is the eldest. After he ruled this Ajanabha Varsha, it became Bharata Varsha. Now it is called as Bharat Bhumi or Bharata Varsha because King Bharat has ruled it. Previously it was Ajanabha. His father and his grandfather. By their name it became Ajanabha, and then after he ruled it became Bharata Varsha. Now King Bharat was ruling the kingdom, but he was a great devotee of Supreme Lord Narayana. He performed all the ritualistic activities, sacrificial activities for the pleasure of Narayana, Vasudeva. Yajna Purusha is Narayana. Narayana is the Yajna Purusha, means the presiding deity of Yajna is Narayana. So even though the names of demigods are chanted, all of them are actually reaching Supreme Lord Narayana only. Therefore, even though outwardly it appeared that Bharat was engaged in ritualistic activities, 5 sacrifice, etc., yet he was one point remembrance of Lord Narayana. Just like Narada and other rishis, they had the, they have the form of Narayana, carved in their heart. In a similar manner, King Bharat was seeing the personality of Godhead. Even though the Lord is realized as Brahma Paramatma Bhagavan, he realized the Supreme Lord as the Bhagavan feature only. Now we will continue from verse number 8. Evam varshayuto sahasra paryastavasita karma nirvanavasaro adhi bhujyamanam swatana yebhyo riktam रिक्तं पितृपैतामहं यथादायं विभज्य स्वयं सकल निकेतात् पुहलाश्रमं प्रवव्राज। राजर्षि भरतेर राजभोगादि प्रारब्ध कर्म समाप्तिर काल सहस्र आयुत वर्ष पर्यंत निर्धारित होइयाछिल। So in this manner he ruled the kingdom for Sahasra Ayuta Varsha, 100 into 10,000 years. That was the time period, the Karma Samapti Kal. That was the time of his, all the karmas would get finished. 1,000 into 10,000 number of years. For that many years he was present. সেই নির্দিষ্ট সময়গত হইলে তিনি পিতৃপিতামহের যে ধন সম্পত্তি স্বীয় অধিকারে প্রাপ্ত হইয়া ভোগ করিতেছিলেন। And after such a long duration, 1,000 into 10,000 number of years, he inherited all the property of his forefathers and he enjoyed all the property. তাহা যথাবিধি আপনার সন্তানগণের মধ্যে বিভাগ করিয়া দিলেন। And after that, after ruling the kingdom for so many years, he had distributed the entire property, whatever he had inherited, among all those, means to his brothers. We heard that among the 100 sons of Rishabhadev, Bharat was the eldest, he was the ruler. After he left the kingdom, he distributed the kingdom to his 9 younger brothers. They became the rulers. 9 became the Navayogendras. And the 81 others became the proponents of Karmakanda. So, there were now 9 younger brothers who were still in the kingdom. After Bharat had enjoyed all this property for 100 into 10,000 years, whatever it is, I think a million or whatever it is, for 1 million or 2 million, 10 million, 10 million. For 10 million years, he has, ruled the kingdom. He, enjoyed all the properties, and then after that, he distributed it to his younger brothers. Evang swayam sakala sampader ashrayabhuta apan bhavan hoite pulahashrame giya pravrajya ashray korlen. He had, given up the kingdom. After 10 million years, he had given up his kingdom. He distributed the kingdom and he gave up the kingdom, and he took the renounced order of life. He went to Pulahashrama. Pulahashrama is in Himalayas. He went to Himalayas, there is a Pulahashram there. He went there by renouncing his family, kingdom, and everyone else. It is not so easy to renounce the family life, is not an easy thing. After staying in the family for so many years, one develops attachment to the wife, children, house, property. It's not so easy. It's a very, very difficult thing to do, because as much energy we have invested in the material things or to material persons, so much attachment we will have. Our Guru Maharaj used to say, wherever you devote your energy, you shall go there. Your mind will go there. Repeatedly we think about that only. So, that is why previously in the Vedic culture, this was ashrama. the center was always Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Whether it was in Grihastha or Brahmacharya, it was ashram. Ashram means the center was Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Center was not wife and children or husband and children. That is Grihamedhi. Grihastha and Grihamedhi, there is a difference. Griha Medhi. Medhi means in previous days in India, the ox, they used to be tied with a rope. The bull. They used to be tied with a rope. And they used to go around, that is used to basically crush the wheat, crush the rice, or to bring, oil. Okay, so nowadays we have grinders, we have mills, etc. Those days it was not, they were not machine operated. They were all, operated by living entities. Means they were all done by themselves. So the ox used to be tied with a pole, and the ox would go around. When the ox is revolving, the stone which used to crush, to bring the oil or to prepare a rice flour or wheat flour, it used to be coming out. So the pole with which it is used to be tied is called Medhi. Griha Medhi means Griha is the center, house is the center. For a person for whom house is the center, they are called Griha Medhis. But Grihasthas, their center is not the house, Krishna. Krishna is their center. That is the difference between Grihastha and Grihamedhi. You understood?
Yeah, but to translate.
To translate it is difficult. So Grihamedhi is not, for a Grihamedhi it is very difficult to give up the family life, because all of his life he has invested his time, his energy, his money, his body, everything for the service of wife and children. How can he, take away his mind all of a sudden from that? It's impossible. I have spent so much money to construct a beautiful house. It's not so easy. These devotees, they have come from Australia. I know how difficult it would have been for them to leave Australia. They were staying there for several years. Their children are grown up there. They got married now. It's not so easy. Why? Because we have invested so much energy. We worked, for the house, for the property, for the children. And to give up is not so easy. But if the center is Krishna, then it is not very difficult. So here, even though he ruled for 10 million years, he had no attachment. He was a devotee. He was performing all the kingly activities, duties, thinking Vasudeva is the center. Krishna is the Lord. Therefore, at that time he could give up. So the entire life is a preparation for going to the supreme abode. The human life should be a preparation to go to supreme abode, not a preparation to take another birth. We should not utilize this human body to take another birth. We heard yesterday the significance of human birth. It is not for the purpose of taking another birth and dying again. Our, Sridhar Goswami Maharaj used to say, die to live. You should die to live. Means what? You should die to live permanently, not to die again. We are dying to die again. We take birth, again die. Again take birth, again die. We should not die to die repeatedly. We should die to live permanently. That is, now in this life, we have to prepare so that we can eternally live in the abode of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, एवं वर्षायुत इत्यादि यही प्रकारे सहस्र आयुत वर्ष पर्यंत काल अतिवाहित होइलेओ न वसितो नावसत्यः निश्चित হয় নাই राज्य भोग रूप प्रारब्ध समाप्तिर समय जहाँ कर्तृक्तिनी अर्थात महाराज भरत सहस्रायुत वत्सरेऊ राज्य भोगेर काल शेष ना हवाय ওই রাজ্যাদি পুত্রগণকে যথাযথ বিভাগ করিয়া দিয়া নিজে পুলহাশ্রমে গমন পূর্বক সন্ন্যাস গ্রহণ করিলেন। After he ruled for 10 million years, still he had the facility to enjoy. It is not that someone is forcing him that now you go to Vanvas, now it is time for we to rule. Not like these days children, that you have done enough, get out of the house, now this house is ours. Not like these days children. He still could, continue ruling the kingdom. But he thought, enough. My children are grown up. Now I have set all the things proper and I have exhibited what are the kingly duties. Everything is done now. Now let the children and the brothers, they rule. I shall go. So he left, even though he had the facility to rule further, he gave up. This is the choice that we need to make. We have the facility to enjoy, but we never want to come out of that comfort zone. This is our greatest problem. We always want to live comfortably without taking any troubles, in which case bhajan is not possible. Only when we come out of the comfort zone, because if everything goes fine, oh my health is good, my bodily happiness and comforts I am getting better, I stay here, bhajan is not possible. When I joined the mission, rather I didn't want to join, I was forced to join the mission. It was not a difficult decision to take. Sorry, it was not an easy decision to take. I was offered the post of being a servant of Guru Maharaj. Give up all your job and other things and come and join as a servant of Guru Maharaj. On the other hand, I had a very comfortable life, beautiful, house, and very comfortable area, handsome salary, and there are many persons who are favorable to me. So many, when Katha Kirtan is going on, so many persons come and listen, everything very, very favorable. House is there, parents are there, loving, affection, everything is there. On the other hand, Guru Maharaj service is there. Which one to choose? Very difficult for me. It was very difficult. Obvious choice was house. No risk, no problem. Even there is no gain, no problem, no risk. We always want to go safe. But, I thought, okay, let me stay for few months, 2 months, 3 months, and then after that I will go back. I don't get this opportunity again to become servant of Gurudev and stay in his close vicinity. It's not going to be possible. Let me go and stay there. So I just came for a couple of months, 2-3 months I will stay like that. Anyway, Guru Maharaj made all the arrangements that I never went back. But the problem was at that time it was very, very difficult to leave that. You won't believe I had sleepless nights. I'm sure you also had when you left Australia. Don't you? You had? Yes. Very difficult decision. Very easy to speak philosophy. To speak philosophy is very easy, but when it comes on you, it's the most difficult and challenging thing to take up. Because of so many attachments are there. You don't want to come out of your comfortable zone. Very comfortable you are situated in. Why do you want to risk your life now? For everyone, old age, why to risk now? Young age, you can earn money, why to risk now? Every age, any age has excuse. Not necessarily old age. Every age has an excuse. Why risk now? There is a lot of life left in front of you. If You go astray, who will save you? Old age, okay, some life is finished. Okay, if we are gone also no problem. But every life there is every age there is, this problem. So, it only shows how much attachment we have. But once we come out of that comfort zone, what we get in return, we have done little for the Supreme Lord, not done much. Giving up those things which does not belong to us is what we have done. Not giving up what belongs to us. We have given up those things that do not belong to us. And so far I have been thinking that these are mine. That I have given up for the service of Supreme Lord. For that, what the Lord will give in return is going to be beyond our imagination. The love, the affection, the care that I have received from Most Revered Srila Gurudev in return, even though I don't feel, eligible for it, I am not a person fit for this because of all my unwanted desires and, anarthas in my heart. But just I have taken one little risk of giving up my job. And in return, what he had given is beyond words and speech. Supreme Lord is like that. If so long as we live in comfort, we will not make progress in devotion. No risk, no gain, isn't it? Even in material world, no risk, no gain. You invest in mutual funds, there is a risk. Mutual funds you have in your country, mutual funds, I am sure everywhere it is there. You have mutual funds? There is.
Like Wall Street, like stock exchange.
Yeah. So you invest some money and that can go up, it can go down also. There is that risk, stock exchange basically. There is a risk of going up or going down also. But you take a very careful risk. A very careful risk. What is the risk here? If I give up everything for the service of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, what will I lose? At most this birth, maximum this birth. Again I will get human birth to enjoy, no problem. Again I will get animal birth to enjoy, no problem. At most I am risking this birth. Let me take this little risk. A careful, deliberate risk. Actually it is not risk. Not like stock exchange up and down, it's always up only. This curve is always up. But still, with a material mind, we are thinking, oh, what will happen, what will happen. Let us take this little risk and then see what the Lord will give in return. Beyond our imagination it's going to be. So King Bharat, even though he could continue to enjoy, he thought, no, as long as we live in comforts, it's very difficult. Let me take a next step. Our Sridhar Goswami Maharaj used to say, progress means acceptance and rejecting and accepting. Progress means accepting and rejecting. If you want to make progress, you have to accept something and reject something. As long as accepting, rejecting is going on, progress is going on. The moment you stop this process of accepting and rejecting, progress has come to a standstill. You are not progressing. What is that? We have to reject something and we have to accept something superior. We have to reject lower association, accept higher association.
Yes, Paramahamsas are doing.
Yes, always. Always, if we want to make progress, accepting and rejecting is very, very important. We see certain things are not congenial for devotion, reject. We see certain things are congenial, accept. This is the process of progress is depending upon accepting and rejecting constantly. It is there all the way up to Golok Dham, not just in this material world. Even there also there is accepting and rejecting. They are rejecting their family. The gopis, they are not rejecting their families. Rejecting, accepting whatever Krishna is telling. Then there is progress. The moment accepting, rejecting is stopped, progress has stopped. So, this is very, very important. We don't want to risk, but we need to risk. भरतेर ওই রাজ্যভোগ ভক্তির আনুষঙ্গিক ফল কর্মজনিত নাহে তথাপি তিনি দৈন্যবশতই উহা কর্মফল বলিয়া মনে করিয়াছিলেন এইরূপ জানিতে হইবে. Now, one may say that, oh, he enjoyed so much kingdom and kingly pleasures because of his good karma. Because it's also said in the, after all his karmas got vanished, he renounced everything. Now it is Bharata, out of humility he is thinking that I have enjoyed my karma. But the devotees never enjoy or suffer karma. The kingdom that Bharata had ruled is not due to his karma, but it is the anushangika phal of devotion. Anushangika means a secondary result of the devotion. What is the primary result of devotion? What is the primary result? Krishna's service, Krishna's abode, Krishna's lotus feet. That is the prime result. Secondary result is one might get liberation, one might get riches, one might get wealth, one may become a pauper. That is also a secondary result. But the principal result is one will get the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. So, this Bharat got this kingdom as a secondary effect of devotion, but it's not the principal effect of devotion. Tarpar Viraga Bashatai Hatat Pravrajya Grahan Korilen. And after that, out of complete renunciation, he gave up his kingdom, his family, everything, and he accepted the renounced order of life. Yatra ha वाव भगवान हरिरद्यापि तत्रत्यानां निजजनानां वात्सल्येन सन्निधाप्यत इच्छारूपेण. सेई पुलहाश्रमे भगवान श्रीहरि अद्यापि भक्तवात्सल्यवशतः तत्रस्थ भक्तगणेर इच्छानुरूप श्रीमूर्ति धारण करिया ताहादेर दृग्गोचर हन. So, Bharat had come to Pulahashram in the Himalayas. He gave up everything and came to Himalayas and he was staying in Pulahashrama. So, about Pulahashram, it is being described here. Bhagavan Sri Hari is still residing in that Pulahashrama. He is Bhakta Vatsala. Devotees are very, very dear to him. Therefore, in order to give darshan to his devotees, he is residing in the Pulahashrama in the Himalayas. Shri Vishnachakriti Thakur writes in the commentary, Vatsalyena sannidhapyate Bhaktajaner prati Shri Bhagavaner je Vatsalya tahai Shri Krishna ke sannihita koriyachilan. The Lord has a very, very special quality of Bhakta Vatsalya. Devotees are very, very dear to him. If anybody has done anything for Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, he will feel obliged to that person always. Even though it is the duty of the living entities to serve Supreme Lord Shri Krishna as he is the master of everyone, still the Supreme Lord has got this unique quality that if anyone serves him, which is their duty, which is the duty of the living entities, yet the Supreme Lord feels himself obliged to them. What is this? This is beyond anyone's imagination. Yes. Another kind of explanation? Okay. It is the duty of all the living entities to serve the Supreme Lord. You are working in a company. It is your duty to work for the company because you are getting some payment or whatever, or you need money. It is your necessity that is making you work for a company. So, in a similar manner, it is our necessity to serve Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Now, when you are working in a company, the boss of the company is not obliged to you. Oh, because of you, company is running. I am so grateful to you. I shall be obliged to you. Whatever you shall tell, I shall act according to your desire. Will a boss say to the employee like this? Will a boss say? Never. He will say, this is your duty. This is your responsibility. If you don't do it, get lost. I shall not pay you salary. This is boss. But what is the bossism of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna? What kind of boss is he? Even though it is our duty or necessity to serve Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, and we are serving out of our necessity, still Supreme Lord feels, oh, you are serving me. I am very obliged to you. I am very thankful to you. This is a very, very special quality that the Lord has got. Draupadi had given just a torn cloth to the Lord, isn't it? When the blood was coming out of Lord's finger, Draupadi had torn the cloth and then she tied it. This is the duty of all the persons to serve Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. But in return, what did the Lord give? He gave the entire sari, that sari which Dushasana could not, remove. He was tired. Dushasana had the power of 100 elephants. Hundreds and thousands of elephants Dushasana has got, such power. And he was trying to strip Draupadi. He could not. He was tired, he was sweating. He couldn't. Why? Krishna is supplying. He was obliged, Krishna is obliged to his devotee. Yes, this is beyond our imagination. How can a boss be subdued to the employee? A boss, employer subdued to an employee? Beyond imagination. This is the transcendental quality of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. You understand now? So, the Lord performs various activities for the devotee's sake, for the sake of the devotees, because he has Bhakta Vatsalya property, Guna. He personally constructed the house of Jayadev Goswami. Jayadev Goswami was, trying to construct his house. He was putting grass on the roof, so that the house is cold in the summers. And for that he had to, there is nobody, Padmavati and himself, his wife Padmavati and himself. He had to go down and bring the hay or the grass, dry grass, go on the rooftop and then cover the roof. Jayadev Goswami. Again go down, bring it up and again put it on the roof in the hot summer. How difficult it is. Radha Madhav, Lord Madhava, his worshipable object, he saw, oh, my devotee is undergoing so much trouble. So what he did? Jayadev was on the top and from the bottom, from the ground, Lord Radha Madhav is supplying the grass. Take this, take this. And very quickly the job was complete. He came down and he was thinking Padmavati, his wife, helped, because he did not see who is helping, he just picked and then he is, laying the grass on the top of the roof. Later he tells Padma, because of you, the work is complete quickly today. It's so hot, I was not able to tolerate. Because of you, it was done quickly. What because of me? I was cooking here. I didn't help you. Then Jayadev Goswami thought, oh, who did this? He went inside the deity room. He saw that Lord has all the grass and my dearmost object. I made him my servant. I have to serve him, and he helped me. This is the Supreme Lord, Bhakta Vatsalya, beyond what we can imagine. To give witness, he came all the way from Vidyanagar to Vrindavan to Vidyanagar, Sakshi Gopal, isn't it? All the way from Vrindavan to Vidyanagar, he came for the sake of the devotee. Why? The Lord he is not supposed to be obliged. He is the master. If you serve him, you will be benefited. If you don't serve him, you will be the loser. For him, there is no loser, no loss or no gain. But still, he is such a transcendental master that for the sake of his devotees, he can do anything. And he does anything. So that is Bhakta Vatsalya. Tahai Shri Hari ke Sannihita Korai Achlen. Because of his Bhakta Vatsalya gun, all the sages, the devotees in Pulahashrama could see him. Means he became an object of their vision because of his Bhakta Vatsalya gun. कौन रूपे ताहते बोलते चैन तत्रत्यानाम इत्यादि अर्थात शेखानकार भक्तजनेर इच्छार विषयीभूत श्री कृष्ण श्री राम प्रभृति अन्यतम रूप प्रकटनेर द्वारा ये अर्थ. So whatever form the devotees desire to see, whether Krishna, Rama, Rishinga, Vaman, whatever form they desire to see, the Lord became visible to them in that particular form in Pulahashrama. यत्राश्रम पदान्युभयतो नाभि बिर्दृश्चक्र चक्रश्चक्र नदी नाम सरित प्रवरा सर्वतः पवित्री करोति तथा सरित श्रेष्ठ गंडकी नदी शिला मध्यगत चक्रेर द्वारा आश्रम समूह के सर्वतो भावे पवित्र करते छे. So the Pulahashrama is being described. What are the surroundings of this Pulahashrama? The Gandaki Nadi, river Gandaki, is surrounding this Pulahashrama. Thus it is purifying all the winds coming from different directions. They are very purifying. Gandaki Nadi is the place where Shaligram Shilas are found. The Vishnu is present as Shaligram Shila in Gandaki Nadi. You know that, right? Tulsi was, cursed that, Vishnu was cursed by Tulsi that he will become a stone. And therefore he became, Shaligram Shila in Gandaki. And Tulsi became a tree. So, that's I hope you know that story. I will not go into that. So, that Gandaki Nadi, that holy Gandaki Nadi is surrounding this Pulahashrama. आश्रम समूह के सर्वतो भावे पवित्र करते चैन सही सकल शिलार प्रत्येकेर ऊपरी ओ निम्न भागे नाभि वर्तमान. And there were the chakras on the top and bottom of all these shilas, the Shaligram Shilas, because there is a particular insect called Shaligram in the Gandaki Nadi. It is through that insect these stones are carved as Lord Vishnu. It's not man-made; they are automatically present. A particular insect is making that particular thing. It's a self-manifest in Shaligram. Name. That is the name of it. That's why it's called Shaligram Shila. So these Shilas means these stones, transcendental stones, not ordinary stones, they are found, and these particular insects, they are making various features of the chakra or all these things. So in this manner, the Pulahashrama is surrounded by the Gandaki Nadi and thus purifying the entire place. And in this Gandaki Nadi are the most sanctified or the most transcendental Shaligram Shilas. We will stop here and then continue tomorrow. Near Nepal. Near Nepal, yes. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद प्रवंश स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। सपरिकर श्री राधा मदन मोहन श्री राधा गोविंद श्री राधा गोपीनाथ जीव की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय। श्री सुखदेव गोस्वामी एवं परीक्षित महाराज की जय। जय श्रीमद् भागवत श्रवणकारी भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।